Mira Business FM.
Mira Business FM, talking fashion now on the morning drive, and I'm joined by two partners. Fira, Dhedhi and Jawaria are the founders of Azi Atelier, which is a fashion house, brand, label founded in Dubai. They're best friends, and they're here. Fira, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Jawaria, good to have you here.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you for joining us. Now, look, your label began as a personal hobby between two friends. I'm going to start with you, Fira, actually. The name is a blend of the initials of your children. So tell me the story.
So it's very interesting. When Jawaria and I started, we were thinking of names that would be short yet catchy and could resonate with our brand and what we were going for. And we had a lot of names in mind, I remember. And then we just came up that our kids are something that our life revolves around. And that's what we decided. So Azi Atelier is A and A, which are my kids' names, Ali and Elena. And Azi, which is the name of the brand, represents Javaria's kids' name, which are Amal, Zoya, and Iman. And that's how Azi began.
It's a heartwarming way to start, and it's nice to hear, and it's a nice thing to see the way you two interact together. And I know that from talking to you briefly just now, Fira, you are kind of the hard-headed business brain.
Absolutely.
Here, aren't you? I like the absolutely. That's affirmative. But Jawaria, you are kind of the creative behind this. You're the artistic person, aren't you?
I design the stuff. I think, like literally, I'm just walking in thinking, what can I do next?
Really?
How can I dress this person? How can I do this? And then looking at nature mostly. Colors fascinate me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere I see colors, I get very excited.
And it sparks something.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's funny actually because when we sort of booked and nailed this interview down, I was thinking, right, okay, so that's tomorrow morning, that's fine. And I couldn't help myself but think I better get an outfit that at least coordinates, because I am probably the least fashion conscious person on earth. So I'm feeling a little bit under the cosh here. The thing is this, it's one thing to like fashion, to enjoy fashion, and to be part of a fashionable culture. And it's another thing to dream about your own brand and to have to learn the business side of fashion, or to move into that, to turn it into something. Sourcing to production, to marketing, to design, to scaling. How steep a learning curve was that, Fira, for you?
It's been a very, very interesting journey for us. We both had a knack for dressing up, and as a hobby, we used to design. And we used to get a lot of compliments from our friends and family around us. And that was, our way of that probably God was creating for us. And we did actually end up making a team for the last 7 years that works with us very closely. Learning curve, when you get into the nitty gritty, the fashion market is so interesting because what Jawaria creates is a niche. We do follow contemporary women, but we want to make an exclusive product for the women of today who wears timeless chic. And we want to provide the empowered women of today who does not have the time or the necessarily, the taste to go and style themselves. And we bring styling and a range of fine outfit together.
Okay.
The marketing is a whole another beast that when we got into the business that we had to learn how things work into PR, how work things into marketing, meta. It's a beast, and it's a big learning curve still today. Every day the trends change, every day fashion changes, Instagram changes, meta changes, and you have to constantly be on your game to research how you're going to move forward and what's the correct strategy for your brand.
Well, this is the thing with the fashion industry, isn't it? It's such a dynamic industry.
Absolutely.
And it really does. It's funny when you look, it used to be in the 70s, it was flares. In the late 70s, it was drain pipe trousers, for example, but it was one specific look. But there are so many specific looks now that work and work in different ways. And then there's street fashion and there's haute couture. And I find it fascinating. You said something earlier, Fira, just before we came on air, and it was how you work on seasons and the way that you're able to put specific outfits together. You release a season of outfits, and that you can easily mix and match Jawaria. Is that how it
Yes,
works?
yeah. It's called a capsule collection, and
That's
Jawaria
what it
will,
was,
yeah, and
yeah, yeah.
Jawaria will take forward the designing part and how she
So
mixes
with
it.
designing, I thought like, we have so many clothes in our cupboard.
Yep.
Still, we are struggling with what we're gonna wear.
Well, this is the thing.
That's
So
the thing,
the
so-
ability to put things together
Yes.
is a skill in of
So I
itself.
try to give a complete look. That was my key for designing an outfit, is to
Right.
give a complete look. And mostly I design to be, the women should feel comfortable in what they are wearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing like something is dripping, something is doing like this. Personally, I don't like, and I don't want to make something the the person who's wearing is struggling with the outfit.
I mean, I'm looking at what you're wearing now. Fira, you're in a reasonably sort of classic, fairly loose-fitting suit. Looks very comfortable, and you're in a slightly different outfit. Similar muted colours, I have to say as well. I noticed that. But is there an element of not just comfort and, I guess, modesty, because we're in a region where modesty is an important thing, but it also looks to me as though it's comfort from a climate perspective as well, in that things are loose and, you know, air can move and that will keep you cooler. Is that part of it
Yes,
too?
fabric. Fabric
Yeah.
is the key of our brand.
Right.
I have to use pure fabric, nothing synthetic, nothing polyester. I want to
Okay.
have pure. Every material has to be pure.
Okay, so
That's it.
that's cottons and silks and
Cotton, silks,
Pure
linen,
linens,
pure
yeah.
linens,
okay.
pure organzas.
Okay. Was it easy or easier to start this in the UAE? I mean, obviously you live here, but your backgrounds are both outside of the UAE. You've known each other as neighbours here, is that right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So what was it like starting up a fashion brand here in the UAE? Because you come at this literally from nothing, literally from an idea.
Yes.
You know, the germination of a seed, if you like. Fira, how did that go for you?
It was great. It started like a hobby. It was a passion project for us,
Right.
as I mentioned earlier. And it just culminated into something beautiful. And it just keeps on growing, and we're just trying to see that where it lands us. We had a vision that if we do this and if we do create something from scratch, it will be a brand that will resonate with people who can relate to it. So when Jawaria dresses up or I dresses up, Azi is a piece of us. When you wear Azi, you see it, you know what you're going to look like. You're going to feel enduring. You're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel like the woman of today. And that was our thought behind it. And it was an interesting experience creating this from scratch. We, as I said earlier, when we did it for fun and for passion, we did have a team that worked with us, and which ended up becoming our team that works with us now. So yeah.
How does that work from having the idea, having the taste to do it, and the mentality to decide, right, I'm going to take this forward as a business. I've got my creative partner, I've got my business head. Where do you start when it comes to just putting garments together, manufacturing garments? How does that work? Fira, sorry, or Jawaria?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just,
Go on.
it is very difficult to procure pure material here.
Okay.
It was hard for us to find the vendors who give us pure material and everything. Everywhere we went, it's just like, just buy this one. This is cheaper. Get this one. And it's just like, no, we don't want this one. We want pure material. So that was the hardest one. Then finding actually the main thing was making a team to make a product for us,
Okay.
to find the right people. We did try, we did try with a lot of people here and there, and then eventually, finally, after a lot of struggle, we found a good team now.
Okay, so that
we
team
have
is all
that.
here in the UAE.
Absolutely.
Yes, everything is in UAE.
Okay,
Our
and-
production house is in UAE. Everything is.
So you have a
and it's-
production facility
Yes.
here in the UAE? Okay, so you're able to, I mean, the one thing I've noticed so far in particular is that you're both single-minded about your approach to this business.
Yes.
Which obviously you have to be, but you're very particular about the product that you're trying to put together.
It's very frustrating. In the beginning, it was too much frustrating to get the right stuff to make the right product.
Okay.
But then eventually, everything comes out.
But now you've got there and
Together.
things are working. Okay, so you're manufacturing here in the UAE. What have you grown into? How do you, Fira, let me ask you this from a I guess the business marketing perspective. How do you describe your clothes when you're talking to clients or prospective partners, for example? How do you describe the clothes, the brand? Because you kind of label yourself on your website as a distinctive fashion house that speaks not only to style but to purpose. But how do you put that across to people day to day?
So when I describe Azi to my potential client, I tell them what Azi is. Azi is a niche, contemporary, modest wear for women
Okay.
who believe in ease, who believe in comfort, and yet they want to look elegant and they want to look the best version of themselves.
And this could be in a business setting, in a, I don't know, a social setting. This is, it's supposed to kind of, it's across the board.
It's
really.
across the board.
Okay.
So, for example, if I'm pitching out to the CEO of a company, we're going to begin with, because they do wear a lot of suits and they do wear a lot of formal wear. And we're going to take their formal wear, and they do spend hours and hours in that clothing. And that's where Javaria's thought process was very special, that you spent 8 hours in that outfit. It needs to be comfortable. It cannot be itching, even if it has an embellishment or an embroidery. The material has to be, especially Dubai's climate or Middle Eastern climate for that
sure,
matter,
yeah.
it has to be something that they feel good, they feel confident, and they feel comfortable. Because when you're comfortable, and that's one thing that we learned, is when you're comfortable, you're automatically going to look beautiful. And that's what we push forward. And that was what works for us. And that's how we've been growing internationally as well.
And if you feel better, you feel more confident. I always think if you
Absolutely.
get ready in the morning and then you come back at the end of the day and you're okay still to be wearing what you're wearing, you've probably got your outfit right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm with you on that. Jawaria, where do you draw, as the creative brain here, where do you get your inspiration from? I mean, you mentioned a little bit earlier on, but you're a person, I guess, that is constantly thinking, oh, that's a
Yes.
great colour. That's is that how it works?
Yes. Sometimes I think of a color first, then I design an outfit. Sometimes I think of a design and then I come up with the color and everything. It depends on the collection, what I'm making
Mm,
in the coming 3 months.
okay.
So I just think it's just a long process. Like literally, I design 25 to 50 outfits and then I cut them down to 10 or 11.
Right.
So I draw them, I think how it's going to work, and then all of them are gone in the bin and 10 are selected from it. So it's a long process of creating stuff.
We have a good
So-
system of shortlisting the outfits. Javaria, why
Yeah.
don't you share the color palettes that she does?
Well, it's funny actually.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you there
Yeah.
because you always hear that Paris Fashion Week is on or something, and it's always yellow is this season's color, and I always think, well, who makes that decision that that's the
That's the
color
colour
of
of
the
the
season? And I've never really understood that thought process, but you do see that, and I'm looking at you, and they're kind of browns, but different shades of browns, but yours has a little bit of, I don't know, gold in there, Javier. I don't
yeah,
know
it's just shine. I think so. It's just shine of the fabric.
shine.
Yeah.
Okay, just shine of the
Shine of
fabric.
the
Okay.
More
fabric.
bronzy. This is more olivey.
And then I asked Fira before.
You
yeah.
learn. You learn.
You will learn. Yes.
Yeah, I should have got an expert to do this conversation.
So when I design the clothes, before designing or something, Fira will come up, design this, do this. I want
Right.
this in my outfit, next outfit. So I just incorporate everything in it and just try to make something. Like literally before coming here, I was designing something and I was just like on the rod, I have to finish it at 8:30. But once you start drawing it, it's
Yeah.
just you lose count of the time.
Yeah,
And I was
for
just
sure.
like at nine, it was 9:05. I said, no, I have to stop it.
She's such a creative type.
She's very
Yeah, because
creative,
once
yeah.
you are doing it, you can't stop it in the middle. Then whole of your creativity is gone.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, so there's obviously a good connection here. The way you guys, the interplay here. I mean, I look at the colours you're wearing, and I see autumnal colours. I don't know if that's even anywhere close. I'm guessing it is. So this is your current collection that you're wearing now.
yes,
These are the current colours. What other colours are in the collection? How would I mix and match? Or
It's more of oranges, rust,
right, okay.
rusty, fall, like darker colors. in
I'm
this
thinking
one set.
autumnal's not a bad description in
black.
that case.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the current season.
That's the current season. Fall season, all fall colors.
Four colours. Okay, that makes sense. I'm starting to understand. Who buys Azi Atelier clothing? Who Is there a picture of a buyer?
So when we started Azi, we had a thought process that we wanted to target the women of today, the empowered, working, executive women of today,
Right.
who doesn't have the time to go to the mall and, select an outfit for themselves or style it together. But interestingly enough, everybody buys from us, from like a stay-home mom who wants to be comfortable and want to go have a good night buys from us. People who are executives they buy and they want us to do styling from them. Everyday loungewear people buy from us. A lot of our friends who are in different industries buy from us. So we initially had thought that, okay, this is going to be our market, but alhamdulillah, can't complain. It just grew into everybody loves Azi.
Are you where you thought you would be? When did you start? When did you launch your first
So
collection?
we formed our partnership December. So we're going to be hitting our 1-year anniversary soon. January we
It's not
launched
even
our
12 months.
yeah. We're very new.
Wow. Okay.
We're very
And
new.
at the moment, you're fully online. This is an e-commerce proposition right now.
Completely online.
Right. And
Yeah.
are you looking at having, an atelier? What do you even call it? I don't even know what you
Atelier.
call it. Is it an atelier? And it's, a
Or
physical
a studio.
location.
We thought about it in the beginning when we started,
Right.
but with all the research and the world where it's moving today, we don't know. The world isn't open stuff.
Is it necessary?
It's not. It's
Right.
actually an added, overhead for you, where you have to maintain, because a lot of stores are interested in buying from us.
Sure.
So if they keep our product, it's one and the same thing. The only thing we do struggle with a little bit is when newer clients want to come and try on and feel Azi for the first time.
Yeah.
And to cater that, we have adapted doing pop-ups all over UAE, Riyadh, Doha. And that's how we get our brand awareness. That's how we get our clients. That's how they get to try Azi. And they actually come in mind for one outfit, but they're like, oh, we like this even better when they try on, when they get a feel for the outfit. So, but we have to do the pop-ups at the right place. We cannot do pop-ups just everywhere because there's a big pop-up culture in, the Emirates.
I mean, it strikes me that fashion as an industry generally at this level it's a very emotive thing. You need to touch fabrics, you need to feel them. And particularly when you're as particular as you are about fabrics as well.
Absolutely.
People are going to want to try stuff on. They're going to want to head to a pop-up. Okay. There's a heading I noticed on your website, Business with a Conscience. And I wanted to ask you about that because this is kind of an important thing, I think, to you guys. You aim to empower women through fashion while giving back a portion of your earnings to support community initiative. That's the quotes. Now, in an industry often accused of taking advantage of a manufacturing workforce, that often happens in fashion, particularly fast fashion, which you are not. You often see social responsibility mentioned prominently, and it's kind of social responsibility washing. In this case, I guess it's not. You're kind of active in your commitment to empowerment, to philanthropy. Just talk me through the kinds of things that you're trying to do. How are you trying to give back? Fira, first of all.
So sustainability-wise, I think Jawaria touched on that topic.
She did.
We're big on material.
Yeah.
Our material has to speak for itself. It's not heavy embellishments. It's not heavy work that you see. But when you wear an Azi, it will look rich to your eyes, which is what we give. With sustainability, we give you the impact that's created. With philanthropy, when we had started, there are a couple of charities that are very, very close to our hearts, especially in the field of womenhood, in the field of education. We both descend from the country Pakistan, and we feel there's a big shortage of water there. So we do have a set of water pumps set in the villages over there. There is a problem with education there. So we do support some charities, especially called the TCF, the Citizens Foundation, which makes schools for underprivileged kids. Because I feel if you're educated, all the doors in life are open for you. So education is something that we're both very conscious about. And basic necessities of life, which comes water, which is very, very close to our life as well. So those are certain things that are a portion of our sales, and we're very conscious about it, just automatically goes to these charities.
So nice to hear, because education is, I've always felt it's a right, and it gives you a chance, it gives you a step to get ahead.
Yeah.
Final question, we've got a minute or so left. You're a brand that emphasizes its identity as kind of family, continuity. Children are your biggest inspiration is another quote from the website.
Actually, these were my children pushed me to start something.
Were they like, Mum, you
Yes.
could do that? Did you
100%.
doubt
My
yourself?
husband and my children, they were
Really?
just like, Mama, you're wasting your talent. You are wasting it. So I was just like, okay.
Good for
So
them.
once
Now-
they were going to uni, and I was all
We've got you on a day where
Yeah.
you've come in with flu. I apologise for that. But they gave you the kind of push that you needed.
push that I should start something now.
And then Fira is the other push that you
Yes,
need.
yes.
She makes you
Yeah.
do things. Well, look, it's been great to talk to you. I really appreciated both
so
of you
much.
coming.
Thank
Fira,
you.
Dhedhi, and Jawaria Dean, founders of Azi Atelier. It's a fashion house, brand, label. Who knows what it's going to be in a couple of years' time.
Time will
Yes,
tell.
Happy anniversary in December. Thanks
Oh,
for
thank
coming
you
in.
so
Thank
much,
you so
Tim.
much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Good to have you here.